So welcome students to our YouTube channel SD Biology classes. In my last video, I have discussed about the structure of neuron, the control and coordination through the neuron, chemical coordination, physical coordinations, the type of neurons. In today's video, I am going to explore the transmission of nerve impulse. So today's topic is the transmission of nerve impulse. So first of all, we have to learn what is nerve impulse. See, whenever our body comes in contact with any sort of stimulus, then if there are some nerves, definitely this stimulus creates some changes, especially we can say biochemical changes in the nerve cells. And due to these changes, some sort of transmissions in the form of chemical, or better to say electrochemical form, is transported through our body and ultimately reach to our desired organs, mainly brain or spinal cord. And from there, we provide an appropriate response against those particular stimulus. Now, let's see the definition of electrical impulse. Electrical impulses are the information in the form of electrochemical signals. I already told, electrochemical signals. That means whenever our body comes in contact with any sort of stimulus, there are some changes takes place in the nerves which actually carry some messages towards our brain or spinal cord, and that changes is the electrochemical signals, and that is used by nerves to communicate and to provide a proper response in respect to the stimulus. So if we are going to learn how the nerve impulse transmitted, we have to learn another important term. Without that, the transmission of impulse is not possible. That is called neurotransmitter. What are neurotransmitters? These are chemical signals. Neurotransmitters are the chemical signals released from the presynaptic knobs. Presynaptic knob, I already told in the last video, at the end of the action terminals there are small knob-like structures, and that are called presynaptic knob, and from there the information is transferred to the postsynaptic knob. That is, it is the part of another neuron from where it will receive the messages through synaptic cleft, that is through synapse of the neighboring neuron, or directly to the target cells or organs called neurotransmitter. So what we have learned, the neurotransmitters are some biochemical substances which is released from the presynaptic knob, travel through the synapse or synaptic cleft and reach to the postsynaptic knob, and later on it will continue to move to the desired places. Students, you can see that a basic structure of a neuron, and it is non-myelinated. You can see that there are no myelin sheath present.
So student, let's discuss the transmission of nerve impulse through the neuron. In this picture, you can see the diagram of a single non-myelinated nerves or neuron. You can see that the outside the axonal membrane, there are a lot of positive signs are given, and inside the action membrane, lot of negative signs are given. Why? Because during the resting stage or polarized state, this is the polarized state when no such impulses is traveling through the action. Okay, it's a normal resting stage. So outside the membrane, there's lot of positive charge because there are a lot of Na plus ions compared to the inner sides, and inside the membrane there are lot of K plus ions compared to the outside, but there are a lot of proteins inside which makes the inner surface negatively charged. Okay, now whenever the impulse reaches, because impulse formed when the stimulus comes in contact with the nerves, then these impulses travels through the cell body and then reach to the action. Whenever the impulse reaches to the action, the depolarization takes place. What? Depolarization. Depolarization takes place. Due to this depolarization, more Na plus, which was unable to enter during the resting phase, now entered inside the membrane. More Na plus tends to move inside the membrane, and some sort of K plus ions comes out So now we have more Na plus ion inside the membrane and more K plus ion outside the membrane, and thus it creates inner side positive and the outer side negative. This state is called the depolarized state. Depolarization takes place and the process is called depolarized state. The whole action does not show the depolarization or polarized state at once. Now, when the impulse travel further, then depolarization takes place in these portions, and these portions needs to be repolarized. How? By the using of sodium potassium pump. This sodium can move out again, and the calcium and the potassium can enter inside the membrane again and form the resting state again, and that requires a active energy source, and that is used from ATPs. So by the utilization of energy from ATPs, the sodium potassium pump allow the Na plus to move out from the action and allow the K plus to move in and bring back the original polarized state. So by the process of polarization, depolarization and repolarization, nerve impulse travels through the nerves. See, this is the diagram. Outside there are more Na plus, inside there are more K plus. Later on, what happened? The more Na plus enter, K plus move out. Now you can see that more K plus in the outside and more Na inside. Later on, again during the repolarized state, Na plus is more Na plus again in the outside and K plus in the inside. That means at first Na plus was more on the outside the action and K plus were inside. By the process of depolarizations, Na plus enter, K plus move out and form a state where more K plus ions on the outside of the action and more Na plus ions inside the membrane. Now the nerve impulse travels and move to the next portions. You can see the diagram. Open ion channels, Na plus move in. Closed ion channels, Na plus cannot move because these portions actually polarized and this portion still in the resting phase. Now saltatory conductions. What is saltatory conduction? In case of myelinated nerve fiber, we can see that myelin sheath is there. This myelin sheath is insulated, so the nerve impulse, which is actually electrochemical signal, cannot travel through these insulating layers. So the charge move from one part of the action to the nodes of Ranvier and then again flip or jump and move to the next nodes of Ranvier, and by this way the transmission takes place. This transmission is quite fast than non-myelinated transmission. So student, now we are going to learn how the transmission of impulse takes place between two neurons. You can see that it is the presynaptic neuron and this one is the postsynaptic neuron. What does it mean? It is the neuron through which the impulse is coming, and this is the neuron where the impulse will be received. Now what happens when the impulse travels through the action and ultimately reach to the synaptic knob of the action terminal? It stimulates the synaptic vesicles. It stimulates the synaptic vesicles. The synaptic vesicles are actually filled with lot of neurotransmitters. I have already told you the examples of neurotransmitters like acetylcholine, epinephrine, norepinephrine, glycine, etc. So whenever these vesicles get stimulated, after getting contact with the impulse, it moves forward and released from the presynaptic knob of action terminals. Now it moves through the synapse or synaptic cleft and reach to the receiving wall and reach to the dendritic tips or dendron or postsynaptic neuron. The wall of the dendron or dendrites contains some channels. You can see these are the channels When these impulse reach to these channels, the channel opens and allow the impulse to move in. By this way, impulse travels from one neuron to another. After releasing the impulse to the next neuron, the neurotransmitter, the carrier neurotransmitter, get destroyed. And this is the whole method of transmission of impulse between two neurons. Now student, we will learn the transmission of nerve impulse in the neuromuscular junction. In the neuromuscular junction, the transmission of nerve impulse also takes place in a similar manner, the way it takes place in the synaptic cleft or synapse. In this picture, you can see that it is the terminal portion of one action, that is action terminals are there, and there are some synaptic nerve. But these neurons are directly connected with our muscles. You can see that myofibrillum muscle fiber, the cytoplasm of muscles is there. And whenever this impulse reach to these muscle fibers, you can see the magnified view, the neurotransmitters which are present in the vesicles now released and reach to the receptor channels. Whenever the receptor channels get the impulse, it opens and allow the impulse to reach to the muscles. Now by the contraction or the relaxation of muscle takes place, as because there are chemical changes, biochemical changes, electrical potential of the muscle fiber changes, either it contracts or relaxes, and by the contraction or relaxation of muscles it show appropriate response against that particular stimulus.
So students, after learning the structure of neuron and the transmission of impulse through the neuron, we have to know what are the limitations of its work. You can see that whenever the nerve impulse transfer, it requires the connection of nerves, but there are so many body parts or organs in our body which have no direct connection of nerves. So we can say that it is the one of the most important limitation of the nerve impulses, because these nerve impulses cannot reach there. That means nerve impulses cannot reach to each and every cells or the organs of animal body. Second one, you can see that hormonal system, it is the work of hormonal system is slow, steady but long lasting. But as we can see that the nerve impulse is rapid and it has a very short span of action, so it cannot last for long, and the impact of this also don't last for long. See, action of impulse is not permanent. If I touch a hot plate, immediately I remove my hand. After some time, I don't have any impact of the touching of the hot plate, because the impact is not last forever. But hormonal changes that takes place in my body, it's long lasting. I am still carrying the changes that was occurred by the help of hormones. Now you can see that after generation of one transmission of the impulse, nerve cell is unable to carry another impulse simultaneously. Why? Because when nerve cell carry the impulse, so it change from polarized state to depolarized state. So it takes some time to change from depolarized state to repolarized state again. And during this time period, no such impulses can be carried through the nerve cells or neurons. So it takes some time to reset its system. So students, today we have learned how the nerve impulse transfer from one nerve cell to another, the mode of transmission of nerve impulse, how the nerve impulse transfer from nerve cells to the muscles, and we also learn about the limitation of impulse. In my next video, I am going to tell you about the reflex action and the reflex arc.